We're live. Well, hello, Kathy. Nice to see you on this beautiful day. Robin,
Yeah.
Kathy says much love. Oh, man, I am so freaking pissed. I am. I get so upset, so angry that I don't even want to come on and do a video, but I have to. I have to mellow out. When it comes to fighting, one one way to get your opponent hindered is to piss them off. You got to stay when you're in a fight. You got to stay calm, cool, and collected. When you piss off your opponent, that's one tactic that you can use for your favor because somebody that's pissed off doesn't always do the right thing. Hello, Lemmy, Maggie. Nice to see you, and Linda, Darlene. Thank you so much for joining my video. The haters are coming out in full force. Why are the haters coming out against me for trying to get justice for, murder? Why would they have a problem with me coming out, trying to get justice for my loved ones being murdered, trying to expose the child traffickers? And these people got some really huge hangups, trying to prove me that I'm not the real John Kennedy Junior. They won't be able to do it for one, but these people are really sick in the fucking head. Straight up. Somebody the other day was driving by my house taking pictures, putting pictures of my house and address on the internet. It's real easy to find my address. I'm not hiding. My flag is flying right out front, and that's done on purpose. So why would they purposely try to harm me and Robin by showing our address and let these haters know where I live? That's really fucking sick. It really is that they would go out of their way when I'm trying to expose the cabal and what they do, and for all the good causes that I'm all about. But it really pisses me off. With that said, I'm in a video. Let's see. I'm thinking it was 6 years ago. And I've explained this before. This goes back to Jennifer and her husband when they said they were trying to help me. And then totally turned on me, started talking shit about Robin, started talking about shit with me, started sharing pictures of my hideout, my little campground I had, exposing where I was hiding to be safe. Straight the fuck up. And yeah, so many crazy things, but these people are obsessed. Why are they obsessed with doing this kind of, thing to harm me and Robin for sharing the truth? It's just absolutely freaking nuts. It really is. But driving by my house, taking pictures to make videos. But here's what the big video was, because we're exposing Robin. If you got some fingernail clippers over there, can you find them? I looked for them earlier. Yeah, I made a video. I was on Facebook, and I was recording my life stories on Facebook. Facebook gave me 5,000 fake friends. That's right, made up. They all said, oh, we want to friend you, so I just accepted them. And then come to find out, they were thrown in there by whoever's running Facebook at this time. I'm sure it was the cabal. But anyway, so I was recording my life stories because I could not write a book. So I was doing this 3 or 4 times every single day. And this went on for a year and a half, probably. And I was thinking I was recording all these, but the only thing was when I would go live on Facebook, I would only have one person in the audience, just one. Well, I wanted to catch that one person. I wanted to see who was recording all this, who was giving me fake friends. So at the beginning of my video, and now they're hacking this video up because they won't share the whole video, but I said, My name's John Fitzgerald Kennedy Junior. My father was the president of the United States. I said that at the start. I said it twice. I believe it was twice I said that. And I looked up and I still only had one person in the audience. And I said, well, let's catch some rats. I was taught the spy business. I know the spy business, how to catch a rat, how to catch why I was being hindered, blocked, and shadow banned on Facebook, making all these videos, trying to get my story out. So halfway through the video, I said, I'm going to catch some rats right now. And then I said, I'm really a bastard. I'm really the son of Aristotle Onassis. I'm not John Kennedy. Thinking that would, knowing that would cause controversy somewhere. Somebody's going to dig into that and say, see, I told you he's not the real John Kennedy Jr. And it worked. My strategy worked. But now they're chopping that video up. They're leaving out the part where I said, my name's John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. And at the end of that fucking video, I said, and I am the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. But in the middle of that video, I said, let's catch some rats, people. I'm Aristotle Onassis' son. I'm really a bastard kid. That's what, just to stir the shit pot, people. That's what I was doing. And it worked. Because those people are now hacking that video up, sharing that video. And I don't give a shit. I really don't. Because, and to you lions that are sticking up for me, fighting, telling these people what assholes they are, just blow them off. Don't give them the fucking time. I know it's hard because they come on and they piss you off and they call you names and they say, you know, David Quigley's a Quigley and then no, he's an Onassis and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But just giving them the time of day ain't fucking worth it. West Coast Wizard came to me one time and said, I want to do an interview with you. Many people come to me and say, I want to do an interview with you. They ain't worth my fucking time of day. I know they're fake. I don't need to give them any more publicity than they already have because they're a bunch of fake ass fucks. Straight up, they are. And these people that are obsessed with trying to disprove me for what I'm all about, they're obsessed. They're sick. And they're probably 100% cabal. Probably 100% cabal. And they ain't worth our time of day. They're really, really not. So do what you do. But I wouldn't, if I was you guys, I wouldn't even bother with them. Our mission is to get the truth out to the world. And yeah. I'm just reading some of these comments here. But anyway, yeah, I saw that comment and I saw him hacked up that video and making me look stupid on the video. Why? I don't know. Maybe it gets their jollies off, or maybe they're the claw. It either gets their jollies off, or they're the claw. And they're trying to, I'm sharing something that's going to blow their back door wide fucking open. Hello? I'm exposing these motherfuckers for identity theft, pre-planned, first-degree murder. You think they're worried? Oh, they're fucking worried. They're sweating bullets right now, people. And they think if they come on the internet and attack me, I'll just go the fuck away. I ain't never going away. I am going to be, and you guys are going to be, in the freaking history books. Straight up. We are. We're going to be the Paul Revere's of modern time to come. We are. For what we are doing. Yep. For all you guys that go out of your way to share the truth and to try to get justice for John and letting the whole world know we're gonna get our justice. But everybody here, you know, my father's videos, my mother's videos, they are legendary. I'm sure they sell for a lot of money. I'm sure they do. And they'll always be in history. And we are changing that history for all the good. You know, you get these educators, and Sharon has told me that when she goes to Dallas, these people that are educators don't want to fucking hear it. They already know the truth. No, You know, that's like me saying I'm not going to learn something today or tomorrow. I already fucking know it. No, my mind's open, way open to learn more and get the truth out straight up and to know the truth. I just thought I would come on here and vent because I was really pissed off a little bit ago. A wonderful friend called me and we were chatting, and yeah, I was already stressed out about Robin because she wasn't home yet. She'd been gone like 5 or 6 hours. So I was like, am I going to have to go look for her? So I was already nervous. And somebody called me and said, I'm done with you, John. Hopefully she's not. I hope not. But anyway, it just put me in a real bummer mood. People need to wake up and realize, hey, I'm John Kennedy Junior. I'm trying to get my story out. And I really don't fucking want to. That's the whole thing. I have to. It's something I have to do. And I'd much rather be out on the motorcycle going for a ride and getting a fishing pole. And I haven't been fishing in 25 years. And pulling up with my fishing pole next to the river on my motorbike and throwing it in the water. That's what I'd rather fucking be doing than trying to wake people up. Seriously. But our future. And with that said, how many people do you know? You know, because a lot of this is about bloodlines. How many people do you know that plan their family's future? Not too many of us. Not too many of us can because we're left in poverty and homeless. But these rich elite, they're all about the bloodlines. They plan years and years in advance for their family's future. They make plans. They are not afraid to unalive someone to steal their money and their power using identity theft to do it. I want to thank you guys for putting my Cash App up there and putting my P.O. box up there. And the house is really coming along, really, really good. And it's looking nice. I was noticing that the trailer, I have to take some stickers off of it. Like my Cash App is still Poor Boy John Junior on there. That needs to come down, and then I need to order some more stickers with the Quiet Journey. I need to get my ass out there. Well, I need to go to the car wash and wash the trailer so I can put a bunch of those Quiet Journey stickers all over that trailer. I want to get a sticker of the Historian's Tale to put on there. Because I have plans, and we've been talking about it. Maybe we can plan for like 6 months. We want to see what we need to do to make one big demonstration in Dallas for the truth. For the real John Kennedy Jr. Come out in Dallas. Yeah. And I would really like that to happen. It's about an 18-hour drive for me and Robin to get there. I Googled it the other day. We could load the motorbike up in the back of the trailer and head out and make some world news in Dallas. So let's start putting it on the books. We'll figure out a day. We'll figure out what permits we need for one big party. Straight up to wake up the world and all the haters. I'm for it. Anyway, I want to share some stuff. I don't share a lot of things. I don't. There's a lot of stuff I keep bottled up inside me. And some's not appropriate to share, but some is. But the world needs to know my story. The world needs to know the truth. They really do. I'm going to share this because I'm going to have these framed. I went to the thrift store. I got some picture paper the other day. And now I got to go find the thrift store with the frames where I can frame these. This was one of the first ones to come out. Now, you know who had these pictures. Okay, George Christie. George Christie. Hell's Angel. They took his colors away and said he's not worthy to be a Hell's Angel. Why? My guess is because he was a rat. But these pictures, a lot of them came from him. I don't know the whole story, but one of my memories is he was with the Quigley family. So I don't know the whole story. I tried to get a hold of him I talked to his wife. I said, hey, I'm the real John Kennedy Jr. Get a hold of me. I sat on the back of your motherfucking motorbike and went to talk to Taco one day. You know who the fuck I am. And they're giving you HBO specials while the real John Kennedy Jr. is getting screwed. Seriously. But they'll make people like that and all the books and everything about him and the Hells Angels. Well, the Hells Angels took his colors away. And anyway, this picture right here, that's me. How the fuck do I know that's me? Because I'm the one that wrote that shit. That Iron Cross. See how it's all dyslexic-like? Yeah. Yeah, that's me. And I can't remember if that's a bull on the back. I tried drawing a bull because Jackie wanted me schooled in everything. So they even had me trained as a bullfighter. They did. They actually gave me a private lesson to be a bullfighter. I had the little fucking darts. And at that age, I ran out there and I was like, why the fuck am I throwing these sharp objects at this bull running around in this fucking pen? I couldn't understand it. I really couldn't. But that's the kind of things I was trained for. Another thing I was trained for, a lot of these guys were Vietnam, right? And veterans. Well, when I was that old, I don't know if you can see, but they had me climb under that and change the fucking oil. They did not want to climb under that bus, so they gave me a wrench, and they pointed out what I had to do, and I changed the fucking oil in that bus. How do I remember that? That's one of the things you remember. It is. But this was one of the first pictures that came out. Now, I was always told that Sonny hung pictures of me up in the clubhouse of the Hells Angels in Oakland. I was always told that. I never saw him. But I remember I never saw him. But I was told, hey, your pictures are hanging up in Oakland. I don't know if they're still there. I don't really know. But then Henry did some digging. I love Henry. Henry's a good digger. An awesome man. Henry sent me this one. If you all can see that, that's me with the full-blown Hells Angels vest on, 1% patch in the front. And then, you know, your mind gets jogged after all those years. When I got a little older, I was hanging out with Sonny's son. Sonny had a son that nobody knew about. They were kind of like me, keeping him quiet. Why? Because he would have been in danger. His life would have been in danger with somebody as big as Sonny. They go after the children, people. They go after the children, just like, I love that picture. I'm going to get a nice little gold frame and hang that because I'm proud of that. I made videos. The Hells Angels protected me. The Hells Angels died for me. I believe this was 1965. I believe it. It was 65. Then the Hells Angels had a big funeral in 1966. Why? Because I shared the story about how hand grenades were getting thrown in the clubhouse and things like that, trying to kill little John Kennedy Jr. That's right. But our government's the one throwing the hand grenades. Straight the fuck up. Our government was doing the hand grenade throwing, but they then declared the Hells Angels a criminal organization. Does that make any fucking sense to anybody? Really? So, back to this one. It's kind of a little blurry because I had to blow it up, but I love that picture. Now, if you look at this picture, me as a child at around 5, but then you got me younger. Now, this picture right here, that's a famous picture of me in a helicopter. That's right. My father's presidential helicopter right there. Now, this picture right here is me with the name Richard Steele. Can you tell the difference? I can't. Nobody else can. So you got John Kennedy Jr. and then you got Richard Steele. There's a Richard Steele out there right now claiming that that was him. Yeah. A picture is worth 1,000 fucking words, people. This is huge, and it's all coming out. My book is being written each and every day because there's so much proof, so much evidence. You got little John Kennedy Jr., famous photo on a helicopter, and you got Richard Steele, the one where I was in bed with Doris Day and Brian Key. Straight up. It's all coming out. It's all coming out. And then you got me doing the salute. Doing the salute. But they didn't want you to know. And then you got pictures where I've been sharing Sam Walton, that I knew Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, and I knew Walmart had been taken over, that I was in Vietnam with special ops with John Walton. They killed John Walton in an airplane crash. They love airplane crashes, people. They do. Somebody asked me, said I was a little pussy not to fly. And I would fly if I had to, but I don't think it's that important that I would have to fly. If somebody wants me somewhere, they can come to me for all I give a shit. But it's not that I'm a coward. If you guys know the ring game and know that organized crime has rules, and they play with those rules. Anyway, I know too much, and I'm not going to share that. But anyway, the story's coming out, and we are getting it out. And I want to thank you all for helping me get it out. But we're being hindered, blocked still. This should be world news. And it seems like every time I come on and do a live video, I've been on for 22 minutes now. It goes from 60 down to 50, up to 60. It should be 600,000. It really should. And I say that, but it should. Not just because I'm pulling that out of my ass saying it. I'm John Fitzgerald Kennedy Junior. I'm releasing the Kennedy files, the real ones. What happened to my mother, my father, my sister, my aunts and uncles by organized crime, and how organized crime took over the United States government and is running our government to this day. But they don't want it out. They don't want you to know. They own the media. They own everything. They own every fucking thing, people. And my story exposes them all. Like Mary Maxwell said, I am the Rosetta Stone. I am exposing. It's so deep. Even Mary Maxwell said, you don't know how big your story affects everybody. And it does. It really does. And it can get deep. It can get deep on what I know and what I'm exposing and how it affects all the Bidens, how it affects all the Trumps, how it affects our Secret Service, our FBI, and our CIA, how it affects the military. It affects so much. It really does. There's so much fake shit on the internet. There really is. So when all this fake shit's going on, it's really hard for somebody like me to get the truth out because people just say, oh, it's just more fake bullshit. I am 100% serious, 100% real John Kennedy Jr. And I shouldn't have gone on here when I was pissed off. I really shouldn't. But I got to calm down, chill out, and can't let my opponents win because I'm freaking pissed. And with that said, if anybody wants to share my address trying to harm me and Robin, it's the worst thing you could possibly do. I have seen so much in my life. I have seen so much in my life. I have seen people try to fucking poison me, try to kill me, and they end up in a chair screaming for their bloody life. Straight up. It's not fun. And I tell people, don't go there. Don't fuck with John. You won't like the outcome. But that said, here's a story I haven't told anybody. When I was young, that young, you know what I was taught? I was taught by the special forces in Vietnam. People can't believe it. You don't have to believe it. I know it. They made me a tunnel rat. They did. They would give me a flashlight and my little pocket knife, and they'd say, go in that tunnel over there and just look around and then come back out and tell me what you saw. One of those times I went in and I saw a Vietnamese woman and a little baby in a room. And I saw them and I just turned around and went back and said, there's a woman and a child in there. You know what they did? They threw a grenade in there and blew it up. Yeah. Pretty hardcore for a little kid. But here's what they would teach me. I don't think I've ever shared this story. They're all about killing and stealing. They're that powerful. So what they teach me as a child, they taught me how to be a creeper. You know what a creeper is? I don't know if that's the right word for it. But these people teach children to do things. And they train children to do things. Like dress in camouflage, sneak into somebody's house in the middle of the night. That's right, while they're laying in their beds, and cut their throat and leave. Yeah. Maybe this was in my book. I'm not sure. But anyway, they told me that's what I had to do to this one house. So I snuck in the house, all dressed in camouflage, with my knife. I was told to go in there and kill everybody. And I went in there, and there was a young girl in bed. And I said, hey, you got to wake up. I woke her up. I said, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to go get your mother and father and any other siblings that are in this house and tell them they need to wake the fuck up and get out of this house because I was just ordered to kill them all. That didn't go over too good for John Kennedy Junior, but I did wake them all up. And I do believe I know the young girl's name that I saved that night by the cabal. And I'm going to have to look her up and see how she's doing, see if she's still alive to this day. But yeah, that's exactly what I did. And I got in big trouble for that. That was a big no-no. I should have just done my job and left. But I'm not a murderer. I'm not going to kill anybody in their sleep, especially if they didn't fuck with me. But that's how MK Ultra works. Straight up. That's how it works. And that's the things I was taught. Thank you so very, very much for joining my live. I miss my little dog, Bandit. This is another one I want framed. Me and Robin went out shooting one day, and I believe that was the day. But my little dog Bubba passed away a couple months ago. I called him Bubba Bandit, and yeah. Anyway, isn't that a beautiful picture of Robin and Bubba? I thought so. So I printed that out, and I'm going to frame that. And hopefully these pictures will be on the walls of the museum. The John Fitzgerald Kennedy Junior Healing Center. I am sure hoping that it's all going to happen, people. It's all going to happen. It's on God's time. It's going to happen. The John Fitzgerald Kennedy Healing Center. The Quiet Journey. This is big, people. This is the documentary that they document. Here I am back saying it all fucked up again. Documentary that they don't want you to know. TheQuietJourney.tv. Please go to TheQuietJourney.tv. There's a link to share it on your Facebook. Let's light up Facebook with the quietjourney.tv for people to know the truth of how our government really works, how they are a murder crime ring, how they plan things in advance, how it's just organized crime mafia, blood in, blood out, bullshit, all to suppress us. We are living in a police state. I can't stress it enough. It's a regime. Unless you try to get a story out like mine, you don't know. You're just going with the fucking program. But we are in a police state. It's an ID state, you know. And I found out that the other fucking day. That's another story down the road. But yeah, anywhere you go, it's anyway. The United States government has been taken over. What is in their future for us? It's no good. It's no good. Things are just going to get worse. They're going to keep lying to you, saying they're doing so much to help you, and they're not. They make it seem like they're going to do something for you. They're going to, all the problems, and I can spout this over and over again. It sounds like a broken record. They're not going to help us. We got to help ourselves. We, the people, need to take our country back, straight up. And my story is a good one to share to do that. That's my plan. The Q plan, they don't have a plan. It's called a stall. The Q plan is a stall. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit, lies, bullshit, stall. And if you stall, the older we get and the truth stays hidden. Fuck the stall. Fuck the Q. Fuck the plan. And with that, my last name, Quigley. Get the Q plan? Yeah. Tom Selleck. Quigley down under. What did they do with John Kennedy Junior? They gave him the name David Quigley, and they hit him out under. It's all involved in Hollywood. The cabal puts it right in your face. Just like the movie Quigley Down Under with Tom Selleck. And what was that movie about? Wasn't there a shooter that assassinated my father? What was Tom Selleck's part in that film? He was a sharp shooter. He was the best. Yeah. He was the best. And he went all the way to Australia. Hello? The cabal put it right in your face, people. But it's up to you to start paying attention to get it, what they are doing. And how about some likes on that? How about some thumbs up? People, can you hit that thumbs up button on this? Thank you. I'm at 34. I got 35. 71 people in here now. That's the most I've had in quite some time. But thank you so much for all your love and support. I'm going to take pictures of the house and the painting that's been done. The house is now officially half painted. And me and Robin have been getting donations from you guys. Sometimes it's $5, sometimes it's $10, sometimes it's a lot more than that. And that has been into making our lives better, getting the story out, purchasing books and things to give away. But anyway, with some of your donations, I turn around and buy paint and hire people not to show up, pay them $900 so they don't paint my house. And, there's so many. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, the house is now half painted. And thank you all so much for your love donations and your blessings. So me and Robin will have a nicer place to live. And with all my heart and soul, thank you for your love gifts. Even when I get a card, it's so wonderful to know that, hey, my story's getting out and your love and the wonderful cards I get. It's awesome. So anyway, I wanted to do a video and share what I've been doing all week as far as painting the house and getting it done. It was a lot of work because this trailer house, and trailers don't usually last that long, but this trailer house, I believe John Wayne stayed here in Arizona when this house was put here in 1961. That's how old this freaking house is. And trust me, there's problem after problem after problem with this place. It's always, I keep telling Robin, why am I always doing something, fixing something? But Anyway, I'm going to take some pictures and share the half painted house anyway. And now we got to get the rest of the house painted and so on, so on, and so on. But I just wanted to take time out to say thank you, freaking Lions. You guys are roaring. I appreciate all your love gifts for helping me and Robin get ahead. Get ahead, because there was years I was in total freaking poverty, and I mean bad. I mean walking up and down the street, walking for a few miles just to find some freaking change. Poverty sucks, and our government sucks for keeping the real son of our former president and the Kennedy family in poverty while they stole everything. And thank you, Donald Trump, for selling my family's possessions. Any Lions out there that want to make me a video? There's a video of Larry King. Larry King interviewed the John the whole world knew, the man that stole my identity. And Larry King says, what if your name was David? What if your name was really David? How's it feel to be a junior? Anyway, they were shaking him down right on the Larry King show. But then there's also a Larry King video where they're divvying up. They are, and here's how the fucking cabal work, people. I'm going to be straight up and share how the cabal work. They were on Larry King divvying up my loved ones. My loved ones were murdered. Hello? My loved ones were killed. I'm sharing how the cabal put it in your face and how they fucking work. So please listen to me so I don't have to waste my breath and you get how they work. My loved ones were murdered. They did that to steal their money and their power. That's why my family members were killed straight up. No ifs, ands, or buts, for money and power. But that's not good enough for the cabal. That's not good enough. So what they do is they get all their possessions and they advertise them on Larry King. They would grab something and they would say, well, this earring right here is worth $7,000-8,000. And you got to remember, this was back 20 years ago or so. But anyway, they say this ring right here is worth $200,000. Anyway, I think that auction made $36 million back then. And that was just one auction. And that was done at Trump Tower with the help of Donald Trump. But you got to get the story in. So Larry King has these people on his show. And he's saying, look at all this Kennedy memorabilia. Look at all this Kennedy jewelry. We're going to be selling it. It was a private auction. It was a private auction. These things were selling for millions of dollars, people. These items. Why was that done? Because they're trophies. You have a satanic cult family that just murdered the Kennedys. Everybody wants a piece of it. The cabal want it. They want to hold up a ring and say, this belonged to Jackie Kennedy and my family murdered him. There's many ways to trace the cabal and find out who they are. These people had money, big money, to buy these items at auction. They are being sold to the cabal as trophies, people. And I wish somebody would dig into that. I wish somebody would make a video on that of John with Larry King and these people advertising my loved ones' possessions, what they stole, what they murdered my loved ones and then stole and sold for profit. Advertised on Larry King with the help of Donald Trump, sold at Trump Tower by people that weren't even Kennedys. Goodbye, people. All love. Have a great afternoon. Peace.